Alrighty, everybody, here we go. The market is opening, but initially here, it is making me a little bit sad this morning. We are seeing GameStop pull back ever so slightly. I hope everybody's having a good morning here. What's up, guys? What's up? Roaring Kitty. If Roaring Kitty does join, I will drop dead. That would be pretty funny. I'd be in the Bahamas. I feel that, man. Let's go, boys and girls. Let's do it. Let's see GameStop get halted again. It probably is going to get halted already. If not, if it might not have, I think it did already, actually. Yeah, it had to have right away. Who would have guessed, right? That's funny. Bond yields are not rising due to PPI. Let's see US 10Y here. They definitely were when it first came out, but started to dip back a little bit. When the data first released, though, it did definitely move. For everybody who doesn't realize what happened this morning, we had the PPI data actually come out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, 1 hour before the market opened, and it showed that the producer prices inflation reading was essentially a little bit higher than expected. So that wasn't a very good sign there. The market did not like that, of course. Don't forget, though, the man, the myth, the legend, JP, Jerome Powell, will actually be speaking here in about 30 minutes. So that'll be a pretty big one. I will see if I can find it live. I think I have it. I think I can watch it here. It says watch live. Continue. Oh, it's just taking me to YouTube. Yeah, we'll be able to watch this live for sure. Foreign Bankers Amsterdam in about 30 minutes. We will have Powell there. So don't worry, guys. We'll have it. But going back to GameStop and AMC, it definitely halted already today. They started falling down and open, which isn't the best sign here. Hopefully, whenever they unhalt, we see them start to come back. At least AMC moved a little bit more, right? At least it moved a little bit, but... What's up, Jason? Hope you guys are having a great day. Mason's counting the halts. Let's go. Let's go. Keep doing it. I'm curious what we'll get to today. Yesterday, I wonder how many there was. It was like 5 or 6 or maybe even more. But yeah, that first handle there, definitely brutal. It sucks when these halts come in. They really do ruin the overall momentum of the initial move. I don't like it. I don't like it. Hey, we got Zoom popping off here. Let's go. Up to 64 bucks. Gotta love it. Got to love it there. Getting to the top of the range in the short term. Gonna be a fun one today. Come on, Zoom. Don't you start rejecting on us now. Zoom's earnings are coming next week. Yes, they are, Demir. They are coming out on Tuesday. So literally about a week from, well, yeah, like a week from today, they'll be out. That'll be a good one. It's 1,000,000%. At least it glitched on my screen. Look at the IV for the 46 calls. No way. I wonder if mine will look. Let's see. GME. IV 46 strikes. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it had to have glitched. That's funny. Mine just has 2, like, pluses there. That's pretty funny. Wow. The IV percent, or the implied volatility percentage on these stocks is wild. On some of these options chains, sheesh. That is pretty insane, guys, isn't it? One of the craziest things that we've ever seen here. Holy crap, Mason sent me a screenshot. It really does say 1,000,000%. Maybe it is, who knows, Mason? Hey, GME unhalted, started coming back down and rehalted, I believe, right away. Man, it sucks when it only unhalts and trades for 10 seconds and then rehalts. It's like, that's not very fun. It is falling, though, down to around 57. It was at 80 this morning, guys. Like, what? 80 this morning. Wow. That's pretty insane. That really is. I almost can't even believe that. Wow. That's terrible, guys. Hate to see that. All right, we got to go back to the QQQ and the SPY. QQQ is actually coming back alive pretty well this morning after dipping hard from the PPI data. They are coming back, looking at resistance here around 443.40, 443.50. This is going to be a big resistance. Probably going to at least chop there a little bit. At least. At least. Whoa. I'm still loving the Zoom price action. I hope you guys are. Looking pretty nice there. Could be better, you know, could always be better. Let's go Tesla. You guys are liking Tesla today? I'm surprised, but the movement's very hot. I guess I'm not surprised now that I see the chart. That is a great move from open. Love to see the breakout coming in. By the way, guys, sorry if my throat sounds a little bit weird today. I got the allergies definitely coming back in, but now that I'm talking and stuff, I feel a lot better. Yeah, these halts really do suck. Ah, Donut sees the million IV. It may as well be a million with how crazy it is today. Make sure you guys are smashing up that like button. Let's see if we can get the likes above 30 today. That would be beautiful. Let's get those likes going.
All right, all right, all right.
Oh, yeah, Matthew's ready. He says you got to hit it today. Tilray was up 12% today. I don't know if anybody noticed the MJ stocks starting to pop off as well. I thought that was interesting. At least it was for Tilray. PLNH is sucking. MSOS isn't very good either. But man, Tilray, they actually had some good movement today. What is up with, do they have any specific news? I thought maybe it was just running with GameStop, but let me check. Breckenridge Brewery announces Untap with KBCO concert series. Okay. Alcon shares. ALC rose after beating expectations. Huh. So ALC had good earnings. I don't know why that affects Tilray. Sometimes the news on Thinkorswim has me worried. It says ALC specializes in eye care products in Switzerland. Its headquarters is in Fort Worth, Texas. So that's very weird. SNDL, hey, I did forget about them. Don't they report earnings this week? Wow, they're really going. Yeah, you're right. SNDL is having one hell of a day. That's awesome. When do they report? Or was it last week, maybe? I could have sworn it was coming up, though. Let's see. Maybe it was last week. Yep, it was last week. Damn. Too much Tilray. I'm just kidding. John Bryson DeChambeau smash the like. Let's do it. 210 ball speed. I love it. I love it. More ball speed, Sean. Beery said GME puts maybe. Maybe. That's a tough one. It's actually live right now. It unhalted. I have the volume on the chart, but man, it's starting to trade lower. It just unhalts, drops, and rehalts every single time it's unhalting lately. Hasn't rehalted yet, but definitely be watching it. Not 210.01 for me. I gotta hit the range up a few times before we go, Mason. For anybody who doesn't know, Friday the 24th, I will actually be playing Mason in a round of golf. We will be facing each other. It's going to be a fun one. Going to do a little bet, but it'll be a fun one nonetheless. We're fairly even on the handicaps and everything. Hey, it's been raining. That sucks. 210.01, 3 feet off the ground. Don't go very far. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one though, Xbox. Oh man, Xbox, you can't pick Mason. Don't be picking him. GME and AMC still falling back today. Let's see AMC. They're not halting as much, but they still do from time to time. 94% on this one. Even crazier. What should I call mine? My real name's technically Thomas, so maybe we'll be like the Justin Thomas or something. Randy says he'll bet on Roaring Mason too. Oh, get out of here, Randy. Mason doesn't even use the driver. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna screw myself probably with that driver is what's gonna happen. It all depends on how many Jaeger bombs Mason feeds me that day. We have LVS moving down 46.66. That's a bad number. How's Penn Gaming? I've been eyeing them up for a buy, and they've been holding very well around the support, But from earnings, when they dropped, it's had me really concerned with them. They do have Bet ESPN and everything in place. What's time between halts? It's 5 minutes, I believe. 5 minute circuit breakers, CLPZ. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, I believe it is 5 minutes. Let's see. It's good to have these things in place, though, these circuit breakers, in reality. It's not really good for GameStop, but it is good to have circuit breakers in the market. Especially, we saw that with COVID. Who knows how much the market could have really crashed without the circuit breakers during COVID. Hey, QQQ, though, popping off 0.17%. That's good. We got Tesla here coming back. Tommy Tender's going to have his way with you, Mason. I might. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Jason says, I totally disagree with you. I feel you, Jason. Like, I would rather it be a free market, but I don't know. I imagine how bad the market could get sometimes, like when the SPY has a circuit breaker, you know? If there wasn't circuit breakers, like, the market could have insane crashes sometimes, and that would be a little bit whack. There's even been some times in the past where they'll halt trading for the whole day. It's pretty wild. I can't remember the last time they did that. Anybody knows, let me know. It might have actually been a foreign market too, but that was wild when somebody halted their markets for the whole day one time. I was like, what? Jason, I believe it was halted during, yeah, there were market-wide circuit breakers going on during COVID. So... Yep. Let's see, let's see. I'm trying to find the exact date for it. There were some halts, though, that happened. Let's see. Maybe it didn't happen. I'm curious. Could have sworn there was, though. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, market volatility, especially March 2020. Level 1 market-wide circuit breakers have triggered 4 times since March 2020 on March 9th, March 12th, March 16th, and March 18th. So, it did happen on SPY. And it's good that they're in place, in my opinion, but it's okay to disagree. It's totally okay. I feel that, you know, that's a very disagreeable topic. I could see people hating those circuit breakers, so. And trust me, I don't like them like 80% of the time. But I think that in some scenarios, it might be okay. Tell Zoom to go the other way, DJ said. Yeah, hey, Zoom, go the other way, please. I wonder if it'll listen, DJ. We'll see. We'll see. I appreciate you guys joining up this morning, though. Appreciate everybody joining up for the craziness out here. Let's go back to GameStop. It's still sitting low, around 46. Are we going to get like a secondary runner today, or is it just going to chop for the rest of the day? I'm curious here. Let's start a poll. Will GME turn around and recover back up towards 80 today? It doesn't have to hit 80, but will it recover back and just, you know, start to get back up? All right. Vote this up, guys. I'm curious what you guys are looking at here. Vote it up, vote it up. There's 3 possible answers. They explain themselves. Roaring Kitty hasn't posted yet. It'll jump whenever he does. Yeah, you're right. Let me pull him up here. I got him up on here on Twitter. Yeah. This guy was probably out drinking too much last night. He probably can't even wake up today. He's probably out here laughing. I like how the gun shop by me follows them. That's funny. Who else follows him? I'm curious. Mike follows him. I'm not surprised. I'm not following Roaring Kitty. I'm sorry. Come on, Roaring Kitty. Get some posts coming in. I don't want to look on the YouTube, though. Does Jane follow? I don't know. Jane's not on mine, so I don't know if she follows or not. Hey, if you guys want to follow me, though, you know, feel free. Tom_StockedUp. If you're interested. Tom_StockedUp. Yeah, you're right, Mason. That is kind of a scare, isn't it? Hopefully he's still alive. Hey, thank you guys for liking the stream. We're almost to 30 likes. Let's see if we can hit 40 here. I know we can get 10 more of you guys to get out here and like it. Yeah, Tom_StockedUp. Nice. I had Dave follow. Maybe I'll start posting a little bit on there. Who knows? I like Twitter. I don't like Twitter. Or X. I do like it. I just, you know, it's never been a thing I've posted on. Mainly stick to Snapchat. That's mainly it nowadays. And Discord. Discord's cooler than those, honestly. I like Discord the best. It was BA, it would have happened, maybe. They would have got him for sure, Xbox. I feel you there. That's funny. Right, if he was with Boeing, he'd be gone. All right, GME, you should be unhalting here in just a second. Just about a minute, 2 minutes. Minute and a half, maybe. You think Palantir's repeating yesterday morning's move? Wes said. PLTR. Let's see it. Palantir. 2150. Nice, nice. Repeating yesterday's move. I mean, it looks pretty similar. I would say it's at least trying to mimic like the volatility overall, but just be careful. I wouldn't be surprised if it started chopping around like it did yesterday. Yeah, I would definitely watch out for that. Kind of like a mid-morning chop fest here as it goes sideways. I could see that starting to play out. Sean deleted the FB app off his phone the other day. Too many scammers and whiners. Man, yeah, it's hard for me to delete it. I can't delete it because I have too many pictures and bull crap like that, but I definitely feel you, Sean. I hate it. There really is a lot of whiners out there. That's really all it is just a big bunch of whining. I've never been more annoyed with people in my whole life than I have been on here. I just hopped on my phone on the Facebook app for a second, and the first thing I see, and this makes me laugh so hard, guys. Let me know how you guys feel about this, and let's look at GameStop on halt here. It should unhalt in like just a second. Literally should start to just now come undone. But I love it whenever older people, they post on Facebook, they'll be like, I do not give Facebook permission to charge my card if they start to charge, or like, you know, I don't give them permission to use my info. You know, it's so funny how people make a post like that, and then they think that that's actually like a legal thing that would stop Meta from using their stuff. All right, here we go. GameStop unhalted. It's starting to come up off the dip a little bit. All right, let's see the volatility. All right, GameStop. Let's go, let's go. Get some movement coming back in. Sean said I'll still get on the PC. Hey, I feel that. Whoa, Roku has a multi-year deal to stream MLB games? No way. That's awesome. Yeah, 8.8%. I love that with Roku. Although, I don't like that because now I'm going to have to buy some other bullshit to watch these baseball games. Like, oh my God, it's so annoying. Like, I got to buy Apple TV so I can watch a couple baseball games. I got to buy this. I got to buy that. It's like, can you guys just stick to like one platform, please? So I can watch the games, please. Yeah, that's nice. They're gonna do Major League Baseball Sunday leadoff, whatever that is. Hey, they're doing it for free though. That's good. Hey, that's some good news. Who would have thought? Look at this headline. Very rare that you see a headline. They're gonna stream exclusive MLB games on Sunday for free. That's cool. There we go. A fully programmed MLB free ad-supported TV streaming channel. Hey, that's sick. It'll be the home for the league's first games of the day. That's kind of weird that it's like the first games of the day, though. I will say nothing's gonna beat ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball for me. My parents were always divorced. Well, you know, they've been divorced, and whenever I was growing up in high school, I would go back and forth to their houses every Sunday night. And whenever I would drive myself, I would always leave, and the games were just starting on Sunday Night Baseball, and I would listen to those games as I drove from place to place. But yeah, Roku moving nice, 9%. That's a good move off that deal. Really good move. Let's see the daily, because that was a wild daily chart, right? Like, they've been up and down, up and down. It'd be nice to see him start to get back up towards like the 70+ range. That would be beautiful. But yeah, Roku stealing the spotlight a little bit from GameStop here this morning. That's funny. Not really, but yeah, I know, Donut. Donut says I use the streaming websites. I feel you there. That's smart. Whenever I think of baseball, I don't know. I don't want to. Apple TV 4K rocks. Great device. Stream East. I feel you, Donut. Yeah, don't worry. I love streamies too, especially for UFC stuff. But I didn't say that. I did not say that. Soper.tv? Yeah, I've never heard of that one either. Yeah, but don't you dare go to those websites, guys. They're bad now. Don't you dare. Wink, wink. GameStop resistance. Hey, what's up, Jane? DJ said Zoom's coming back. I like it. The only thing I see negative with Roku is their remote. Yeah, it's definitely more of an elderly person remote Xbox. I really like my Samsung TV remote. It's very simple, but yet gets the job done. Little confusing though if you don't understand how to like search for buttons, which I don't know why, but old people have a lot of issues with things like that. I bet whenever I'm old, I'm gonna not know how to do stuff, and my grandkids are gonna be like, damn it, Grandpa, you can't press the buttons. Watch. What happened here? Hang on one second, guys. I just noticed that my mic is actually off this morning. For some reason, my program that runs my microphone is closed. All right, there we go. That should make it a little bit better. Gotta switch those settings. Those settings are a big deal with these microphones. AMC and GME halted again. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They are starting to come back, though. It's a good sign. Good thing to see. We got Zoomy Zoom coming back ever so slightly. I'm so loud now, Jason said. Am I really loud? Hopefully it's not like loud, like you guys could turn it down, right? Yeah. Oh, you're right, Xbox. Imagine that. Yeah, my Alzheimer's will somehow ruin the technology that's supposed to figure out what I'm thinking. You're right. Probably when I'm old, things will just work. You just look at it and the phone works. I've heard that they're not too far off from that type of stuff. I don't know if you guys have heard that or not, but that's definitely something that comes into play. That's good that it's clearer, though. That's pretty awesome. Randy says, I'm old. I can't find a volume control. Come on, Zoom. Start zooming back here. Let's break above 63.85. Let's look at GameStop and AMC one time, and then I'm going to start flipping through some of the stocks on the watch list here. Switching it up a little bit this morning. Roku is going nuts on the SM bot. That is looking crazy. 65.80 resistance. Hopefully we can get a nice breakout. Still continue, but it is up 9%. Just don't be surprised if it does turn over. Upstart on the list as well. This one doesn't look as good to me. It might look better, though, later in the day if it starts breaking. Citigroup is actually breaking out pretty good. They are getting close to resistance. They broke out good this morning above 63.60, but now they're getting close like the 63.90, 64 support. I like the banks intraday, but like, look at the daily even. I mean, that looks pretty hot. Like, they're going to try to get a good push up and out of here. I could see it. I've heard by 2027, they want to have robots in the house. Xbox, I mean, maybe like the beginning stages of one. How many of you guys out there have seen the movie I, Robot with Will Smith? How many of you guys have seen that? If you haven't, you need to check that out. I'm not kidding. It's called I, Robot. It's a fantastic Will Smith movie made in like the late 2000s. Maybe mid 2000s, but pretty awesome. They talk a lot about the robots and everything like that in the movie. You guys could kind of maybe get a sense on how those robots might be. And I know, you know, obviously that's not real. It's a movie, but it's interesting just to see how they work and everything. Not how they work, but, you know, like the stuff that they do. And then obviously they start doing bad stuff, but I keep hearing of crash to happen on markets, and if it does, I may just go long on my favorite stocks, like super long, Jane said. Jane, that's a great idea. You know, honestly, like, but just keep in mind, everybody that calls for market crashes, I mean, people are always calling for those, right? I think that right now, people are just getting a little bit scared. Oh, hey, somebody said Powell's speaking now. Let's see if we can get that up here. I thought they were on here, weren't they? Ah, here we go.
As well, business investment has been strong. Businesses are seeing opportunities to invest, and that has helped.
We got JP.
I would also point to a fairly large influx of immigration into the country over the past couple of years, and those people are joining the labor force. We're experiencing still a labor shortage in many industries, and so there are jobs, and they're going to work and they're consuming. So that's also boosting growth. So overall, a good picture looking at the data so far. The labor market is very, very strong. It was, I think, overheated a couple of years back, and what we've seen is it coming back in gradually into.
She needs to fix her microphone
over the last couple of years, and now I think if you look at a broad range of data, you could say that the labor market is about as tight as it was before the pandemic in 2019. And that's good. Wages real wages are now positive.
Is it just me, guys, or does Powell looks like he has really big ears today?
4% for 27 consecutive months.
Like that looks like his ears swollen, doesn't it?
Labor market very strong, and again, signs of gradual cooling and rebalancing. So that
maybe it's just me today. I don't know.
Workers is coming back into balance, just as we would.
Don't worry, guys. We won't sit on this forever.
Inflation. It's worth starting with the fact that. On a 12-month basis, headline inflation got as high as 7.1%, is now down to 2.7%. Core inflation got as high as 5.6% and is now at 2.8%, so it's down by half. That progress, though, really happened over the course of last year, particularly the second half of last year.
Man,
the first quarter in the United States was notable
like that
for its
is
lack
thick
of
right there at the
progress
top of the
inflation.
year.
We had higher readings in the first
world?
quarter. And higher than we expected. We did not expect this to be a smooth road, but these were higher than I think anybody expected. And so what that has told us is that we'll need to be patient and let restrictive policy do its work. If I turn to the outlook just for a second, I would say we expect continued growth, 2% or better. We expect the labor market to continue to be strong, but to move further and further into balance. And I expect that inflation will move back down on a monthly level, on a monthly basis, to levels that were more like the lower readings we were having last year. I would say my confidence in that is not as high as it was, having seen these readings in the first
not as confident
3 months of the year.
So
we're just going to have to see where the inflation.
Not as confident, guys. He said not as confident.
Thanks very much. We'll be digging into some of that later in the discussion, but now I'd like to turn to President Knott. Could you maybe give us a little bit of a sense of how you judge the state of play in the Eurozone and here in the Netherlands?
Yeah, I think the state of play in the Eurozone.
Nope, we only want to hear Powell talk. That's it. Sorry to him. He sounds like a cool guy, though. That guy is the Dutch Central Bank president, if you didn't know who that was, which is from the Netherlands, I believe. Jane, I would love to see that. I would love to see you draw a nice picture of Powell. That would be pretty cool. But that was enough Powell for us today. We'll see if he ends up moving the markets or not. He might. You know, he is talking about Little bit of stuff going on there. Getting into inflation and a couple other things, so shut the fucking door. Yeah, I'm with you there. I do cute caricatures. Oh, I see, Jane. You should try to do like a serious caricature on him. Like, make him look serious, but still caricature it up. That would be kind of cool for JP. You should do 2 JP pictures. You should do one half of him where, like, his face is a frown and where, like, it says transitory, and then do another one where he has a smile and where he says, like, achieving our goals or something. That'd be good. Oh, Yellen would be nice, yeah. I don't know though. Yellen's not as cool to me, but I do. She would be a good one too. Yellen is one of the weirdest looking characters in the Fed that I've ever seen. I don't know what's up with it, guys, but Yellen to me just looks so weird. Like, I don't know, like, what it is about it. Now, like, here, like, you know, this is normal, right? Like looks pretty normal. I don't know what it is, but, like, pictures like this, I mean, she looks like a Sith Lord or something, like, from Star Wars. You know, not that she looks bad or anything. You know, no hate on her. You know, just saying simply straight up that sometimes she looks like just like a crazy character or something. Not like she's crazy, but just like a female business villain from a movie or something. You know, I could see that, or like a leader of some type of army or something. I don't know. It's Palantir breaking out 2167. Pretty good move. Yeah, scary. Maybe that's a good one. Look up a young Janet Yellen. Okay. Young Janet Yellen. Let's see. Hey, there we go. Whoa. Is that what she looked like? No, I like this one. There we go. I think that puts it into a better light. Yellen's path from liberal theorist to Fed voice. Oh boy. I better get off of here. It's going to make me not like her anymore. Anybody watch American Dad? Yeah, I do like that one. But I don't remember the announcements. Look at Gavin Newsom. All right, that's enough looking at the political people today. Her hairstyle's been the same since the 60s. Damn, Jason. Her head spins all the way around. Let's see, Tilray. Came back a little bit. That's okay. CGC just sitting there. GameStop not really moving much either. Damn. That's too bad there. SPY is close to all-time highs. How close is it? Yeah, it's still sitting around like this 522.50 mark. Once we start to break above like 522.50, 522.75, that's where it's going to start to get fun. As it starts to run up into like the 524-ish range. Something like that would be cool. Demir said, I watched the Civil War movie and it wasn't that bad. Civil War movie. I don't know. I don't know too much about... Like, you mean the controversial one? Yeah, the war movie, I see. For a second, I thought you meant maybe like an American Civil War movie or something. I know which one you're talking about now. Yeah, I don't really know the recent one. Yeah, not the first one, the one to come, Xbox said, yeah. I don't think that there really would be a modern day one. Not a true one. You know, could you imagine if there really was, like... I have a feeling I know which side would get hit harder. But we don't want to talk about that. That's not gonna happen, don't worry. At least we're gonna hope it doesn't. We're looking at Boeing at the 182 resistance, looking at the breakout potential there. That's a big spot to look for. Definitely gonna look for a potential breakout here. I'm definitely not going to look for a move down on Boeing because I don't want to get offed by the Boeing CEOs or the Boeing board, whatever. Whoever decides to off people there, I don't want to be a part of that. Robinhood, the app is glitching. What? Baba. No. Yeah, Baba did fall off this morning on earnings. They're down 7%. They definitely... had a pretty negative reaction there. That's not good. We're seeing JD, Baidu, Queb. All of them are falling on that. All of them are falling. Don't want to see that happen. Look at like 108 to the downside on Baidu. That's a big support. Poor Baba, though. That's... not the move everyone was hoping for, that's for sure. Looking at other earnings today, how was Home Depot? I didn't even check them yet. Fell off pretty hard. I was too busy with PPI. We got SE. Hey, at least SE moved up. That's probably the more popular stock that reported today besides Baba. Tomorrow in the after hours, we have Cisco. And then Thursday morning is going to be huge, in my opinion. Walmart is going to be reporting. And the reason why Walmart is going to be so big is it's going to give us an insight onto how consumers are spending and how they're doing. So, you know, if Walmart reports that consumers are seeing a lot of pressure right now, that might scare the markets a bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did say that. Would not be surprised at all. Will Costco be affected? Maybe a little bit, but I don't see Costco getting affected too much from Walmart. But, you know, there is some type of correlation there. I'm not sure how... That's an interesting one, though. I would bet if there's, like, a huge move and then they report that, like, spending is lower, then Costco can move. But we got to keep in mind, Costco has their own earnings coming up soon, too, so... But I would bet that it moves at least a little bit with it. The larger the move by Walmart, the more it'll end up affecting Costco, in my eyes. Looking at the daily on Walmart, it's actually starting to turn over pretty hard. And hey, we got the 40 likes. Let's go. Hell yeah, and thank you guys for subscribing today to all the new subscribers out there. If you guys are new, consider subscribing. I go live every morning when the market opens. The Powell event is still ongoing today, so that's interesting. Gonna see if the SPY can still start to get some more volatility coming in. I actually like the SPY rejecting here. I would much rather in the short term see SPY reject off 522 and start to fall back down, because we're getting pretty close to resistance. And I think that if there's a bigger move, or if there's going to be a big move, I would think the downside move would be a lot larger than the upside. I got too many levels on the SPY, don't I? I know the chart's kind of wild. When you go to the hourly, though, and the 5-minute especially, it looks a lot better. I love these levels, though. They come into play. Look at this support. In pre-market, the SPY ran all the way down, literally touched my support level, and then ran up. Like, literally just touched it perfectly. And back up. Definitely some buyers or something down there at that level. Watch out for that over the next few days, around 518.20, 518. Somewhere right in that range. Wow, that's pretty insane. Rejection 521.80 on SPY. Right at the top of the range. Gotta love it. Got to love it there. Consumers might run out of credit. Ooh, that would be brutal. You're right. I mean, the use of credit cards has been continuing to climb, so I would not be surprised there, Jane. Xbox said, I'm a board member and you're not protected on Boeing. Oh, no. Check Newberry Comics Stock Daddy. Or Hot Topic. Daddy? What? Hey, Tom, teach us what wicks on candles are supposed to represent versus the solid candles. Oh, I get your question now. Sorry, Demir. That was worded a little bit weird. It took me a second. Okay. So a wick on a candle. So the way candles work is candles are simply showing you the movement that happens on a stock, right? So depending on what a wick is, all that a wick represents is that within that time frame on the candle, the stock moved up and then fell back down if the wick's above, or if it's below, it dropped and came back up within that time span. So like if we look at a 1-minute chart and we go to this morning with the SPY's big move, what that wick is really just showing you is that within that 60 seconds, SPY opened up right here, because that on a red candle, the top where it's solid would be the opening price, and it fell all the way down, but ended up closing right here within that time frame. So all that that's showing you is that simply within that time frame, the stock moved to the end of this wick and then fell back. That's really all it's showing. Don't overthink it. A lot of people like to look at wicks and they'll say, oh, there's going to be a reversal here. Like, you know, like a lot of people will see this going on. They'll see these wicks starting and they'll say, that's a reversal. And then they might also have times where they see it in the moment, like right here, and say, well, it's going to reverse to the upside, and then it falls. You know, like, be careful trying to necessarily use wicks for plays in that type of way. Generally, though, just showing you where the levels are in the chart. I really like wicks because a lot of the wicks will touch support / resistance and then show you those bigger levels, which can be a fun thing to do. Like right here, like with all the wicks and all the price action, you can tell that this is big resistance. It'd be nice to see SPY really break out here. About 522. Possible run on CGC? No way, CLPZ. It tried for a minute. It was at 10 bucks. Starting to come back a little bit, though. Palantir, Mike said amazing price action all day in the chat. It really has. 4.25%. Continues to rip. 21.75 right now. Wow. Let's go, Palantir. Let's go, let's go. That's fire, guys. That is fire. Let's go back to Zoomy Zoom. Still consolidating here today. Man, SPY's starting to break out and run, though. That's good. Seeing some good price action coming into the market today. Gotta love it. Let's bring up the watch list. Oh, yeah, AMC leading the way. Plug is up 34%. SPCE, 32%. Holy jeez. That's wild, guys. Chewy, there we go. That was a fire move. 6.58%. Good breakout there. I love seeing 1650, 1640 break. That was amazing move by Chewy. I know a lot of people have been holding this lately, so congrats to you guys who have been buying it up low and holding it. End phase with the crazy run today. Usually Plug runs up on these crazy days, and holy shit, it did. Plug was insane this morning. It's 35% right now. From around the closing price to the high this morning, it was up 78%. That's kind of like getting close to GameStop levels. Sheesh. Speaking of GameStop, let's check back in. Okay. Consolidating. We are seeing some wild moves today, aren't we? Gosh. Hey, Jay Harris coming in. Let's go. Let's go, Jay. You are so awesome. Consistent. Man, did you pick that picture there? That's pretty funny. I like it. Thank you so much, Jay. Hit a lick on MSTR. Whoa. Whoa, MSTR is really popping. 2.17% micro strategy. This one really is. Let's go, Jay. You know what? MSTR, it's been pulling back, but it's been starting to form a decent base. It would be awesome to see this one start to move up off of these levels. Forming like an inverse head and shoulders pattern. This is looking good. I like it, Jay. I like it. Thank you so much. Let's go. What's up with MSTR's price nowadays? Holy shit, $1,200 a share. They need to have a nice flip here. Oh my gosh, Savage coming in here too. What? He says, what's so important about the third week of the month with respect to options? That's a good question. I would say mostly it's just the cycle of how the options work, how they expire. I know a lot of times, let's see. It's really just that all those expirations are going on there. I will say this though, I don't see a ton of opportunity trying to, like, guess and play those situations, though, Savage. Of course, there might be, like, an increase in volatility, for example, during those times as, like, those options get closed and people, like, roll out the bigger options and etc. That's, sometimes you could see some volatility in that sense. But in my opinion, Savage, I think a lot of people really overthink those situations rather than just, you know, playing the stock and the option in a good way. They try to maybe chase those funky situations like that. Personally, I try not to pay too much attention to stuff like that. But, you know, really it's just, there's a lot of rebalancing that goes on during that time. You know, for example, like I said, people rolling out their options or selling those options and buying other options and etc., right? Maybe shorting, maybe getting assigned shares. You know, there can be a lot that goes on during that time. But obviously it's very difficult to just, like, you know, if you're looking for an answer, like, is the market going to go up or down on those days? There isn't really an exact answer for that. You know, it's going to still totally depend on what the market's doing that day, everything else. But that's a pretty good question, though, Savage. And I'll tell you what, that would even be a good question for Wednesday nights as well on the Q&A. That would be a good one as well. Is that the same thought process for chart time? 65-minute, 130-minute? Not really there, Savage. Not too much as far as, like, chart times. Wow, MSTR, that is insane. 3.2%. Still going, 1288. Gosh, that is insane there. I have a scenario for the Wednesday night for you guys. Nice, Savage. Yeah, that'll be awesome. Mike loves talking about how options are priced and how they're made and everything like that. So that would be a great question there. That would be awesome. If you do have any questions about candles regarding the chart times, like you're saying, like 65, 130s, throw it out there, Savage. I'm a little confused what you mean by that question with the chart times. SMCI is in outer space, Harris said. Wow, it is coming up very well. 4.5%. Man, that is looking great. SMCI. No problem, Savage. Keep in mind, YouTube might not let you type too much. Siam or Siam says beyond resistance, please. BYND. Wow, they're up 26% too? Holy shit. This is wild for these growth stocks today, guys. Like, do we attribute these things moving to GameStop? Or, like, do we say that it's just normal stuff going here? Sean says, it's the markup for our services. Funny. Let's go, Jay. Let's go. I love it. Hell yeah, get that dough. Abundant had questions about option spreads. The spread on Zoom options is huge. Like, why and how? Yeah, that is an issue with Zoom, you know, and whenever you're looking at spreads, they can get pretty wide sometimes, and it almost makes it not even worth trying to trade. The weekly ones don't have a too crazy of a spread right now, and usually the larger the spread, the lower the volume, generally. That doesn't always go that way, but generally that's what I see. And whenever I'm looking at like Zoom's options, like for this week, some of them don't even have any volume. You know, some have 6 volume on the day, some have 400. Totally depends. But whenever you see spreads like that, it's simply showing that like there's a big difference between the bid and the ask. Like there's not enough volume to really keep the price right 1-to-1. You know, like it's like the bid, if it's 0.50, the ask you would think would be like 0.51, right? But whenever, you know, you have low volume and stuff, that's not the case. Sometimes it's like that on real stocks that have very low volume as well. But generally on options, you'll see it happen a lot. Like with Zoom, like if you go out to like July's expiration with Zoom, you know, you can find some chains that might have like a $10 difference, and that might represent like a 20% move on that option. So you got to be very careful with volume and the spreads on options. If a spread is big, like let's say it's like 1.3 on the bid and the ask is like 1.5, the best way to do it is to place an order at 1.3. And then what I do is I scale up. Like I'll do 1.3, I'll place it. If it doesn't fill, I'll do 1.31. Send it, doesn't fill, take it back. 1.32, 1.33, 1.34. I'll up it by $1 until I get it, you know. But it depends on how big the spread is. Like if it's a $20 spread, you might want to up it by like $3 or $4 every time or something. It just depends. But the spreads can be very, very annoying. Mainly happens, like I said, on chains that have low volume. Generally, I try to stay away from those types of stocks, but you can swing those stocks better than you can day trade those stocks, in my opinion. Because if you're swinging it for multiple days, you might not realize like the effect of that spread too much, or like the effect of the low volume, or etc. I like it, Sean. Savage said, how is price action read in varying time frames like 65-minute to 130-minute? What changes? Is there significant importance to the 65-130 time frame? Okay. So first things first, I'm going to talk about the time frame, Savage. You're saying, is there significant importance to the 65-130-minute time frame? There literally is almost zero difference from every time frame. You'll usually still be able to see everything just about the same. The big difference is just literally the visualization of how that played out. So like if you're looking at like a 130-minute candle, I'll be real with you, Savage, I've never heard of anybody looking at 65 minutes or 130 minutes. Never heard of that before, ever. Normally, I only see people talk about maybe hourly charts. So 60-minute charts or 60-minute candles, or like 120-minute for the 2-hour ones, or like 1-minute candles if you're day trading, or 5-minute candles, or 15-minute. Generally, we don't see like weird numbers like that, but there really isn't any huge significant importance to each time frame. To me, the only main difference with each time frame is literally seeing how far you can go back. You know, like if you go to a daily chart, you can see a lot further back on one given chart than you can on anything else. And of course, each time frame has benefits, you know, but it gets down to like whenever you get into the closer time frames, like let's say like 5-minute, 15-minute, 1 minute, then it doesn't become as different. But like if you go from like a 5-minute chart to like a daily chart, obviously the daily chart is not really showing you any of the intraday price action, right? So what I like to do, and one thing that might be helpful for a lot of you guys out there, is whenever I'm looking at stocks, the first thing that I generally like to do is go to the daily chart, because I like to scroll back and I like to see, hey, am I trying to play a breakout as this stock is hitting resistance or something? Or, you know, am I seeing you know, if I'm going to play a breakdown off of resistance, you know, like a resistance touch type of play, maybe I'll go to the daily, confirm that we're on the resistance, and then I like to switch to like an hourly chart, and I like to see, okay, you know, how were these moves here intraday? You know, on a daily, you're not allowed to see pre-market or post-market moves, right? You can't see it on there. So whenever I go to the intraday, now I can see those resistances, and I'll be like, hey, okay, we're on the hourly now. We're zooming out. We're seeing these resistances coming up, etc. Formulating our plan for the trade. Then I'll switch to like a 15-minute chart. You know, gives you a little bit more viewing pleasure there. Intraday, go to a 5-minute, get closer. You know, I like to really look at a lot of them. It doesn't take that long to switch between them, but there isn't really a significant importance between any significant time frame. If somebody out there tells you and they're like, you have to use a 5-minute chart, you know, like they're totally wrong. Like you do not have to use a 5-minute chart. Like there's no, you could use a 6-minute, a 3-minute, a 10-minute, 15-minute, 1 minute. You could generally get the job done the same. I will say this though, if you're getting into price action and you're starting to look at certain setups and you're starting to look at trend lines and you're looking at stuff like that, then each time frame comes into play a little bit more because, you know, if you're on like a 15-minute chart like this, you know, you can't really see any type of setup or any rhyme or reason here because you can't see the intraday price action. So then you switch to a 1 minute. Hey, now I can see some good supports. I can maybe draw out some trends, etc. You know, do things like that. But that's really the big importance with these time frames and with the candles is really just what visualizations are you looking for on the chart? And it's going to depend on what you're looking for on which one's best. But I would say generally, I always stick to like the 1 minute, the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the hourly, and the daily. That's pretty much it. I don't really need anything else. The 1 minute's good enough for day trading. Some people like to look at tick charts or 30-second charts or etc. Savage said, bang, bang, formulating the plan. Yep. Yep, formulate it up. I really do like trend line trading. I think that trend trading is one of the better ways to go. So whenever I'm looking at like price action and trends and etc., I like to go to the daily, maybe find some good trends there. Kind of like Tesla, right? Like I go to the daily chart, there's a huge trend line on Tesla. It's hit here and bounced down off of this level multiple times. Like plenty of times in the past, right? You can see all the red arrows drawn there. That's a huge trend line. You know, you can start to short it off of that trend line and generally be pretty okay here, right? So I'm going to be watching Tesla as it comes up and tries to touch it again. Now, of course, realize it's already hit off this trend like 6 times. So you always have to be wary for it to start to finally break through up and out of the trend. But if you can identify like a good trend touch and get in on a, you know, nice move that way, that's really the way to go. But, you know, you'll find good trend lines like this on the daily, and then that might dictate your intraday price action. Like, you know, like if you see the stock on the daily hitting off resistance and starting to fall, that might give you the bias where you're like, okay, well, if we're hitting this on the daily, I could expect at least a few more candles down, which would mean I expect a few more days to be red. So that means I might have a bearish bias for a few days, and that might help you solidify some winners. Like, for example, if you're holding a play down, it might go against you momentarily, and that might kind of give you the confidence to continue holding that play or etc., right? Or obviously you need to keep your stop in place and not over leverage it, but you know, if you're setting it up right. This might be a stupid question, but what causes after hours trading? And how come the market moves when the plebs like me can't use their brokerage? Samuel, you actually can use your brokerage quite a bit. Well, most of the time you can. Like on Thinkorswim, if you're in the US, I know most US brokers, even Robinhood, you can trade after hours. So, yeah, that's really why. But keep in mind, Samuel, market makers, whales, hedge funds, algos, they're really running the show there in after hours, right? Because, like, there's not a lot of volume coming in, so, they can really, have the majority of the volume, so to say. Yeah, you can't trade options, though. Not on all stocks. Every once, on some brokers, you can do options, but I think, 24/5 or whatever they call it? It's only a few of them, though. Let's see. I know you can do shares of certain ETFs and stuff, but... Hey, no problem, Savage. No problem, Savage. I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Hey, Jane, sounds good. See you later. Have a great rest of the day. Have a good one, Jane. Get some Meow Mix for me today. Just be careful with the GameStop out there. Appreciate you, though, Savage. That's awesome. My favorite way to trade, really, like if we're being realistic, is momentum, right? And it's hard to put momentum into words. It's like, well, how do you say when momentum's here? Is it when volume increases? Is it when the stock goes up? Is it when it's moving? Like, what is it? Like, right? Really, momentum can come in at any time. Like, I've seen stocks move up. There might not even be a ton of volume, right? But the stock will still have a crazy move. And it doesn't always have to be a crazy move to catch momentum. Like a lot of people, and I don't want to name names, but a lot of people out there, like with SPY yesterday, right? Like a lot of people will say, there really wasn't a lot of momentum. But I would actually argue against it. I would go to a 1-minute chart, zoom in and say, I would say like, hey, like this was a ton of intraday momentum here, Even this move up here, this slight move back up, even that was quite a bit of momentum, right? It's good enough. It's tradable momentum, at least. And to me, the big thing is don't catch stocks when they're in these times of flatness like this. You want to be catching those moves, right? The moves. That's why I really like looking at like certain support levels for breakdowns and resistances for potential breakout plays. The issue with that is that the normal trader, they can't think in a in-depth enough way to understand that there will be times that, like, let's say you're doing a breakout trade like today and you're waiting for SPY to break out and you see it start to test that high and it breaks, you might buy in and you might say, hey, it's breaking out, so I'm entering the play, I'm buying calls, etc., whatever you're doing. So we're getting into that play and we're getting into SPY up, right? And then right away, guess what happens? SPY falls right back down and dies. That's gonna happen sometimes. The problem is that whenever that does happen, a lot of traders, they don't have, I think, the emotional capacity or maybe the experience to continue holding, or to they don't have the experience to get out of that in a good enough fashion on that downtrend, and then they won't continue their actual plan. Like, for example, then they'll adjust and then they'll say, okay, well, that means that on the next play, I I'm gonna really make sure, and then you'll like wait too long and you'll miss the entry. Or you'll say, okay, this time, you know, I'm gonna, etc., right? You know, it's hard to come up with a random idea, but let's just say that like they'll start changing their plan based off of one move rather than just understanding that you're gonna have L's mixed in and that's okay, you know. And trading, you're gonna go on a streak where you might lose like 5 times in a row, right? Maybe even 10 times, you know, it's gonna happen. I hate to say it, but statistics show, you know, over a certain, even with like a good winning percentage, like let's say that you win like 75% of the time, you're still gonna lose like 10 times in a row, like 2% of the time or something. You know, it's like, it's weird how those stats are. Yeah, like Demir said, yeah, like next time I'm gonna swing it, you know, etc. Like there's gonna be a bunch of stuff like that. Like weird thoughts, right? Xbox, what are you talking about? Baller says my AMC call went up 7,000%. Holy shit. Awesome stuff, Baller. CLPZ, I love hearing that. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. That's really cool. Mason said it's in profits. I can attest it. Yeah, it really is in there. Look at that. 7,740%. Jeez, that is big. I didn't see that in there yet today. Wow. That is pretty wild, isn't it? Piano Man, nice as well. On Palantir today, I like to see it. That's a good sign. Juice was holding some Roku and did well on AMC. Nice there. A lot of good profits today, guys. Donut coming in with some too. Nice. Yeah, if you guys are doing good today, post it up in the Profits channel. You might just get Member of the Day. Obviously, if you just had Member of the Day, it'll probably be someone new. But still, post it up. That'll be awesome. We had an amazing testimonial from Green Alicious yesterday. Green Alicious, or Green Salicious. I don't know how they want to say that. But that was an awesome testimonial. You guys should go check it out. Maybe give it some reactions in the testimonials channel. That's pretty cool. Love to see those testimonials, though. It's almost what you live for, right? Hearing good stories like that. She better not start breaking out, Xbox. I'll be very upset. CLPZ said, if I would have went with my gut, I could have retired today. That would be pretty insane. I'm surprised I haven't seen... I've been, like, waiting to see somebody that made, like, you know... Someone post some profits with, like, $100,000 or $200,000 in gains from, like, 1,000 or something on this. I've just been waiting for it. Let me go check something real fast. Gotta check this. Gotta check this. Let me go here real quick. Let's see. Yeah, BP, this big money play is definitely not too hot yet. Definitely not too hot. QQQ starting to flatten out a bit today. It actually tried to run up quite a bit earlier. Started coming back down, though. I don't want to see that. All right, let's close this poll here. 70 votes. That's quite a bit of votes, guys. And we have 53 likes on the stream today. I love it, guys.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Appreciate you guys. And girls, of course. Kitty just needs another post. Roaring Kitty. I wonder if someone will ever try to, like, hack this one. Imagine if this account got hacked and then they said something like, GameStop sucks, sell it. And then the stock just gets destroyed. That would be pretty wild, wouldn't it, guys? Oh my god, could you imagine? And then, like, what if they couldn't figure out that it was hacked for, like, you know, a day or something? Like, ooh, it could be rough. It's getting wild how much power sometimes some of these people who are very vocal about these stocks have. Yeah, that would be wild, Demir. Or if they did it the other way, like they hacked it and made it go up. Either way, it would be wild. Yeah, certain people are huge influences. That's for sure. Demir said that was me with paper money. How's Jaeger today? No, I didn't know you had other pets. What are your other pets? Did you get a new pet because Jaeger's dying? Jaeger's getting old, man. The QQQ's coming back alive. Let's switch back to GameStop one time. You know what? The QQQ is moving more than GameStop and AMC are right now. Not really percentage-wise, but whenever you zoom in intraday, it's the intraday action here is a little bit more volatile. Again, it's not really more volatile, but you can see how GameStop's kind of flat. Compared to the move this morning, it's not as volatile. Jaeger's not even a year old. I still got my pet guns. I see, I see. I got a few of those. Pretty big fan of those. Damn. I want to get a mutant. Is what I want. Rem, Rocky, Mossberg. What do you think oil will do through the elections, Xbox said? That's a really good question. I could see it starting to uptick, though. I would not be surprised if it started going higher throughout the elections. Around, like, the end of this year, but... Of course, that's just total speculation. In a couple months, I think it'll be more worth it to look at what OPEC and OPEC Plus are looking at. I think that'll be more important. Springfield. Gerson, ooh. Jay Harris, summer's coming too, so oil prices should jump up. I remember that Gerson Xbox. That was cool. Yeah, like Jay said, when summer comes around, oil prices generally like to go higher. Keep in mind, Jay, that doesn't have to happen every single year. But generally, whenever you look at seasonality, oil's generally higher in the summertime, and there's multiple reasons for that. Number one, demand goes higher. Number two, OPEC and OPEC Plus, and even the United States, we could actually influence it to make oil go up a little bit more by, for example, cutting production. You know, that way you have low supply with high demand, and then that drives prices high. You know, so it usually is true that throughout the summer, oil prices will go higher. So I would look at like the next few months, like oil moving up a little bit more. But all right, guys. Hey, I really appreciate you guys joining up today. It was a very fun live stream. We're going to end it here at 10 o'clock. Really appreciate you. Make sure you join back up tomorrow, too. I think tomorrow will be equally as fun, if not even better. I want to see some good intraday action out of GameStop and AMC. I don't want to see them run up 1,000% in pre-market, you know? I want to see some moves come in whenever the market actually opens, right? Like right now, it would be nice if they started coming back alive towards like 70 or higher. That'd be pretty cool to see. Hey, there we go, guys. Mason, Abundant, Demure, Jason, Jay. Called for a purpose. At the same time as Texas. Oh, yeah. Outlaw, let's go. CLPZ, Stewart. Savage, appreciate you as always. Samuel, Donut, Jay Harris, love you. Jane, Sean, Xbox, of course, Jason, DJ, Tim, Randy, all the lurkers out there too, Abundant, Donut. Appreciate all you guys. Seriously, you guys are awesome. Always making this such an awesome community, awesome morning stream. I'll see you guys later. Of course, I'll be in the Discord. If you guys need anything, make sure to send a message in there. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. See you later.